Hello from Covenant Life Fellowship, where Ken Porter is the pastor. My name is Bev Porter, and welcome to Bev's Lifeline. Listen, my husband will join me for the next Bev's Lifeline, but today I just wanted to do a special lifeline just for you. I wanted to share with you something very personal that I've actually had an opportunity to learn, and I wanted to share my learning with you. So I wanted to talk to you about being blessed by your enemies. Whoa, being blessed by your enemies. You know what? We all know that God can bless us. We all know that. We know that He can show us favor and He can promote us and He can heal us. We know that. But what we don't always realize is that God can use your enemies to bless you. Yep, He really can. And so He can bless you in so many ways, and sometimes it comes through your enemies. Yeah. So you might think that when you're going through these difficult times with people that are contrary, it might be a disappointment, a person that has walked away from you, a friend that you've helped in so many ways. Maybe you've helped them to get a job. Maybe that you've helped them when they didn't have any money. Maybe when they were down and out, you've helped them, but yet and still they have betrayed you. That hurts. Maybe it's a coworker that is just bent on making you look bad on your job with your boss or with your other peers, whatever the case might be. Maybe it is that someone that is saying something about you that is just not true. Whatever the case may be, know that God is at work. And guess what? You need these people. They are put inside in your life, in your path, because without them, without these enemies or the people who betrayed you, you can't reach your destiny, the destiny that God has planned for you. And so they're supposed to be there to sharpen you, to make you come closer to the Lord. After all, you know what? David would only be a shepherd if it were not for Goliath. How about that? Goliath was strategically placed in David's path, not to defeat him, but to promote him. Without Goliath, David would have never taken the throne. So listen, my brothers and sisters, don't complain as much as you want. Don't complain about your enemies. It may look like a setback, but you know what it is. It is a setup. God has something just for you. It is your reality because He is setting you up for something big, for your throne. He's setting you up, what? To take your throne, for you to wear the crown that He has made just for you. So, you know what? God is going to choose you just like He chose David. He chose to bless David not just through his friends, but He chose to bless David even through his enemies. And that's why we don't have to play up to people trying to convince them to like us. Or hopefully they will give me a good and nice promotion. We don't have to do that. Know that God doesn't have to use your friends to bless you. He can use your enemies, right? And so be strong and understand that there is a purpose for everyone that is in your path. My husband, my pastor says, either you're going to believe God is in control over everything or He's in control over nothing. I say that God wouldn't even let your phone ring unless He allowed it. And so let's talk about what your job is when these enemies come before you, when people betray you, when coworkers talk about you or to try to make you look bad. Here's your job. Your job is to present yourself as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable. That's your reasonable service. So what does that mean? That means that when they do things to destroy you or to bring you harm. You must fight the feeling not to return it in kind. Do not reciprocate evil behavior. I understand. I'm not asking you for something that's quite easy. I'm asking you actually to not do what the world would have you to do. But you're a king's kid. You love the Lord. You trust God. You understand that He has allowed this in your path. And so take it all in. Ask the question that I've had to ask myself these last several weeks. Okay, God, what is it that you're trying to show me? There's something that you want me to learn. And so He's been giving me that clarity. Those people that the Lord has allowed in my path are making me stronger, making me sharper, allowing me to be positioned so that I can take my rightful place on that throne that God has created just for me. And what I don't want is for my good to be spoken of as evil because I did not have self-control. Self-control is what is required. So listen, understand the purpose of your enemies. Understand betrayal. And there's a purpose in betrayal, okay? Know that God is sharpening you for something greater. I hope that this message has been a blessing to you. And if so, you already know I'm going to ask you to like it. I'm going to ask you to share it. Somebody needs to be reminded of God's purpose and how He can bless you through your friends, absolutely, but also through your enemies. Know that I love you infinity. I really do. And I look forward to hearing how the Lord is blessing you beyond your imagination. Bye for now.